let's talk about your joy of traveling, because I
Yeah.
know that's some important thing to you. And obviously during the pandemic, it's been harder to do.
Yeah.
So, tell me about how you love to travel, obviously, and where you've been and how
Yeah.
it kind of enriches your life. And
Yeah, so when I was 18, I decided to take a year out before university. And that was kind of the first time that I travelled properly. So I kind of packed my bag. All my other friends went off to university. I was kind of like the odd one out, actually. So I packed my bag and I went to Mexico. And I lived with a family out there for about 3 months. And I worked in a hospital out there, working in A&E. So looking at patients who had like TB and chest infections, heart attacks, that kind of stuff. So I was like living and breathing the local culture. And I just found it so incredible to live with the local family, see the local sites, eat with them, go to their church, experience their culture. And that kind of was the first experience of traveling and experiencing different, sort of a big difference in culture. And I really enjoyed it. And since then, I've always been able to go traveling, see the world. So I've always tended to travel further abroad. So Central America, South America.
something more unusual.
Yeah.
Where in Mexico did you go? I've been before,
have
but
you?
Puerto Vallarta, which is the west coast.
Yes, so I've been there. So I lived in Guadalajara.
Yeah, I've been there as well, because that's close, isn't it?
Yeah, so I lived with them for a few months and then travelled through Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, and then up to Cancun.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So it was a nice first sort of experience of travelling.
And Mexican food is amazing.
It's so good, isn't it?
It's so good. Especially Mexican food there. Like, I remember there was a Mexican chef who was like in this kind of hotel that I stayed, which was more like a smaller thing, and guest house really. And everything was prepared like freshly, and that was a whole nother level of Mexican food for me.
Yeah, I mean, any excuse to eat good food, be by the beach, and surf is a good reason to get out the UK.
Yeah, definitely. And that side of, interestingly, the West Coast, it's got kind of a tropical climate,
yeah.
hasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, iguanas, and
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing.
Massive iguanas, yeah.
Exactly, but it's a long flight. It was a
Yeah.
long flight. I remember that because I went through US and then there, but an amazing place.
Yeah.
What did you think of Guatemala?
I absolutely loved it. I thought it was, I was used to traveling long distances through Mexico, and Guatemala was so much more compact and undiscovered, and lots of rainforests and temples, and it was like being Indiana Jones, I think, sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I think obviously, traveling and like enriching experiences are really important, and I think we do need that. So, even though pandemic has caused us to be kind of stuck in one place, and people still do staycations, and I've been around. I went to Bath, see some of England, but there's something important about connecting with other people, and obviously we're all living together on one planet, and it's interesting to get those experiences of what's going on, and then that enriches your life, and you can bring that back to other people as well.
Yeah, and I think it's, for me, I love going traveling, seeing the different places, but also giving back whilst you're away. So whether that's with nature, I've volunteered in sort of turtle projects, that kind of stuff, and also supporting local communities. So there's lots of different experiences that you can do whilst you're out there, and to help local people. And long term, I'd love to be able to do some charity work abroad. I think that would be one of my goals in the next few years, really.
Well, that would be great, definitely. That kind of brings me on to obviously nature and the planet, and you said you've worked with the turtles and things like that, so that's another important thing to you, obviously, and those initiatives are something that you really brings with you, as an important thing, which I think is obviously now a very important thing that everyone's kind of becoming more aware of.
Yeah.
So it's really, whatever you can do to kind of help wildlife and environment is important, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of reducing plastic. Sometimes going to the beach, collecting bits of plastic to avoid it being eaten by wildlife, that kind of thing is also really important, because we know now more than ever that our planet also affects our health. So I can see in clinics, what I see in clinic varies depending on, pollution levels, asthma, that kind of thing. So we know that what we're doing in terms of our planet can also have a big impact on our health. So if we look after our planet, it'll also look after us as well.
Yeah, so that kind of feeds back into the lifestyle,
Yeah.
health, and then looking after the planet and looking after yourself. Yeah, definitely.